Coast of California. Inside Mānoa Athletic Center tonight, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors take on the Cal Poly Mustangs. Hi everybody, it is great to have you with us alongside the former college basketball coach Kevin Brown. I'm Chris Sylvester, and while Hawaii's visit did serve as some inspiration, we're always looking for an excuse to dress like this. As for basketball, this Cal Poly team still trying to crack the Big West win column. Meanwhile, Hawaii, it seems like this Rainbow Warriors squad, they've hit their stride. They've won 4 of their last 5. How do they keep it rolling tonight?
Hawaii is playing spirited basketball on the offensive end of the floor, averaging 90 points a game in their last 2, knocked down 17 three-pointers, and have 4 guys in double-figure scoring. Look for that type of push-the-pace philosophy on the offensive end this evening.
All right, let's get you the starting lineups presented by the Ontario International Airport. Cal Poly got some tough news earlier today. Kobe Sanders under the weather, not active tonight. Cal Poly's leading scorer dropped 32 points in the first meeting against Hawaii, so Aiden Prukop slides into the starting 5, and Cole Haller, walk-on from the Pacific Northwest, gets his first Division I start tonight.
Too bad that Kobe Sanders is out. They're losing about 20% of their scoring, but Aiden Prukop had 23 points, 4 threes versus Hawaii, their first time out on the island.
Jared Hyder led the way last time out at 21 points. They had 4 triples against Long Beach State. Cal Poly's hoping for more of that from the outside tonight. Other side for Hawaii. Mentioned the Rainbows have won 4 of their last 5 games after a 2-6 start in the Big West. They are still without Jovan McClanahan, second-team All-Big West point guard from last season, but Noel Coleman is a do-it-all guard. Ryan Rapp in his first season with Hawaii, along with Juan Munoz, such a great story. We'll touch on him throughout the night, an 8th-year senior. And Justin McCoy, the North Carolina transfer, is the reigning Big West Player of the Week.
Hawaii has a terrific starting 5. All 5 guys can score in double figures. Justin McCoy, the Big West Player of the Week, averaging 19.5 points and 10 boards. And then Noel Coleman against Cal Poly in the first matchup was 11 for 12 from the free throw line. He's a talented offensive player who can shoot the 3 on the catch and shoot, but also get to the foul line by being aggressive and taking it to the basket.
Hawaii opens a 2-game Central Coast road trip here in San Luis Obispo. They will visit UC Santa Barbara on Spectrum Sportsnet, 1 o'clock Pacific time Saturday afternoon. This is the 26th all-time meeting between these programs. Hawaii has won the last 7 against the Mustangs. Cal Poly, they've always been tough in this building, 6-5 all-time against the Rainbows inside the friendly confines of Mānoa Athletic Center.
Well, this is college basketball, Chris, and you have to take every game serious and play to your strengths, and that means know your personnel. And when you're facing Hawaii, Cal Poly is going to have to do a really good job on the defensive end of the floor, guarding their one-on-one matchups and limiting the need to help, because Hawaii is really looking to keep the floor spread, have good spacing, and drive the basketball, get help, and then kick to open shooters.
David Hall, Nate Harris, Martin Chahusky, your officials, and the whistle blows 12 seconds in. Cal Poly opens with a turnover. Hawaii in the road whites tonight. The Rainbows have played 6 true road games this season. They don't often leave the island before conference play begins, and they're 2-4 in true away games this season. Low post touch knocked away. Tuka Yakala got a piece of it before Bernardo da Silva could get his hands on it.
You see the game plan in the first possession for Hawaii to get the basketball inside to Bernardo da Silva, the 6'9 senior. He's good inside and out.
Hawaii, perhaps its best week of the season. A win over UC San Diego, a win over UC Davis at home last Thursday and Saturday. 2 of the top teams in the conference. Shot clock down to 5 for the Rainbows. Da Silva draws 2 defenders. McCoy makes the extra pass. Munoz from the corner. It glances off the iron. Quentin Jones has the rebound for Cal Poly.
Look how fast Quentin Jones is able to push the ball. He's a talented freshman. I like his ability to not just step out and shoot the 3, but he's really good driving downhill going right.
Yeah, Jones has certainly been one of the top frosh in the Big West this season. Aiden Prukop misfires from the mid-range. And here comes Ryan Rapp, a transfer from Washington State. Junior from New Zealand. De Silva. Cal Poly bringing 2 defenders every time he's got it in the low post. Noel Coleman, 50-year senior, lets it fly and lifts the lid off the scoring tonight. The senior from Belgium in his 4th season with Hawaii has the first bucket on the Central Coast.
He's got some fan support here. Had a nice time talking to his godparents from the Bay Area. Coleman from Salesian High School has found a home here in Hawaii, but as you can see, really good driving right, and then if you give him a little bit of space, he can pull up on a dime and knock it down.
And Coleman opened his college career here in California at San Diego. Cole Holler hits from the outside. The walk-on, his first career start tonight. He's got the first points for Cal Poly.
Yeah, how about that? We talked about know your personnel, and I'm not sure if Hawaii is aware of Cole Holler from Bellevue, Washington, who has a nice 3-point looking stroke. And look at Munoz. Talk about a guy who can step out and shoot the 3 ball, the Longwood transfer. You need to get in him and make him a driver, Chris.
Now, 37% three-point shooter. That was the 205th career-made tray for Juan Munoz. 5 years at Longwood. This is his 3rd year at Hawaii, but his first season on the floor suffered back-to-back preseason-ending surgeries the last 2 years. Jared Hyder leans in, off the front of the iron. A second effort, off the side of the iron. So Hyder with a couple paint touches there, couldn't finish. And Hawaii has it up 2, 3 minutes off the clock opening half. McCoy backing down the walk-on Holler. They set up Munoz, and he misses off the heel. De Silva grabs the second effort for the Rainbows. Coleman down the lane. Yakala got a piece of it. Now, Tuka Yakala, who was honored before the game tonight, the all-time games played leader in Cal Poly basketball history, registers his 72nd career block.
Tuka's a high IQ basketball player, understands how to anticipate shot blocking, and then on the offensive end of the floor, he's really good in ball screen action.
McCoy hits the straightaway 3.
McCoy can knock it down 37% from the 3-point line. Had 6 threes this year versus Long Beach State, the North Carolina transfer. He has ACC experience, played in the national final game. So he brings a toughness, experience, and scoring power to the Rainbows.
That was on the runner-up North Carolina team a couple seasons ago. Late in the clock here for Cal Poly. Jared Hyder pulls up, and the high arcing jumper is short.
Look how athletic number 1 Justin McCoy is. He's a double-double performer. Really good passer, screener, hard-to-guard player.
Coleman misfires. Aiden Prukop chases down the loose ball. Hawaii 8-3 over Cal Poly, almost 5 minutes off the opening half clock in San Luis Obispo. Second meeting this season between these teams. Rainbow Warriors beat the Mustangs 83-73 late last month on the island.
You mentioned the first game, Chris. Hawaii 26-23 in the first half, so both teams at times can be very evenly matched.
Quentin Jones puts in his first points tonight, the true freshman from the Midwest. Hazel Crest, Illinois native, had 19 points, hit 4 triples over the weekend in Cal Poly's narrow loss at Long Beach State. There was a tie game down at the Pyramid with 3 minutes left as McCoy gets hacked on the way up. And he will take Hawaii's first free throws on the other side. Rainbow Warriors opening up a 2-game Central California road trip, up 8-5 at our first stoppage tonight. Thursday night Big West basketball as we settle in from Mott Athletic Center in San Luis Obispo. 8-5 Hawaii. The Rainbows have hit a couple of early triples. as we take a look at Coach KB's keys to victory.
Well, for Cal Poly offensively, I'd like to see them get out in the open highway in transition, attack the basket, and get to the free throw line, and then defensively contain number 4, Noel Coleman. In their first matchup on the island, Coleman had 19 points in the second half. And for Hawaii, push the pace. They're averaging 90 points in their last 2 games. They're very talented on the offensive end of the floor. They have multiple players who can score in double digits. You can see already Justin McCoy is a tough handle, as is Noel Coleman. And then defensively for Hawaii, win the battle of the boards. They'd like to limit Cal Poly to 1 chance shot and push the pace. And let's talk about free throw shooting, Chris. In the first matchup, Hawaii was 35 for 46 from the free throw line. So that's something Hawaii would like to duplicate here at Cal Poly this evening.
Justin McCoy, a rare miss, 84% free throw shooter. The reigning Big West Player of the Week. 17 points, 11 rebounds over the weekend against Davis, and prior to that, poured in 22 points, had 9 rebounds in a gritty overtime win against UC San Diego a week ago. McCoy has 4 of the first 9 Rainbow Warrior points tonight. Aaron Price Jr., first off the bench for Cal Poly. Tom Beatty is the first off the bench for Hawaii tonight. Price gets hit with 9 on the shot clock. And Martin Chahusky signaling that was in the act of shooting. Aaron Price Jr., the sophomore from Las Vegas, will take Cal Poly's first free throws tonight.
Good execution.
Juan Munoz picks up his first foul.
That's right. Good execution, Chris, by Aaron Price. I like that he showed a target and he positioned himself in the short corner and then reverse pivot, faced up. And if Hawaii gives him some operating room, AP is good enough to knock down that 15-foot mid-range shot.
That's John Smith, the Cal Poly coach, in his 5th season at the helm. Team shorthanded tonight with no Kobe Sanders, also missing backup center Joel Armo trading.
Cal Poly changing the defense. Quick steal, 2-2-1 full court press. Let's see if they can capitalize. Coach John Smith likes to do that type of changing defenses after made free throw shots.
Another foul on the Rainbows. This one's against Noel Coleman. Some of the accolades for Coach Smith. Couple Big West tournament wins 2 of the last 3 seasons, and very familiar with the conference. Prior to the job here at Cal Poly, spent 6 seasons on the bench with Dedrick Taylor, building Cal State Fullerton into a yearly Big West contender. Cole Holler backing down McCoy. He fades, he fires, and misses. First rebound for Tom Beatty, the true frosh from New Zealand. (9-6), Hawaii on top. Cody Williams, who saw a lot of time last week in the absence of Javon McClanahan, on the floor for the Rainbows as Bernardo Da Silva hits the turnaround hook shot.
Nice position by Da Silva. Post present, strong, physical, excellent use of the jump hook over his left shoulder. Cal Poly's going to have to be a lot more tough and physical against Da Silva.
Now Quentin Jones, he has already registered that mid-range pull-up as his signature shot. Mentioned the 19 points he had last time at Long Beach State. He's a guy that's been one of the best freshmen in the Big West this season. Had
some huge games already, 19 versus Long Beach State. How about his 21 points versus Oregon State, and also 22 versus Long Beach State. So the Marian Catholic High School phenom is, I agree, one of the best freshmen in the Big West.
McCoy through the contact, count it, and a foul with 4 on the shot clock. Got the one-on-one matchup in the low post with the walk-on Cole Holler and the former North Carolina Tar Heel and Virginia Cavalier with a chance at a three-point play. Ron Gannott, 9th season, just won his 150th game at Hawaii over the weekend. 6 straight winning campaigns, and way back in his first season, took the Rainbows to the big dance, led them to the round of 32 as they pulled a round of 64 upset against a California team that had Jaylen Brown on it.
Another impressive stat for Coach Aron Ganot, 60% winning percentage. And how about in 2023, last year, Chris, winning the Diamond Head Classic, that historic buzzer beater by Jovan McClanahan to beat SMU at the buzzer. I still can vividly see that shot go through the net at the Stan Sheriff Center.
That was against the Mustangs, right, of SMU. Jones thought he was fouled on the way up. Instead, Hawaii clears it away. Rainbows by 6. Almost 8 minutes off the clock here in the opening 20. Da Silva corkscrews, left it short. Aaron Price Jr. got a piece of it. Jovan McClanahan is with Hawaii on the trip, but not expected to play tonight. Justin Page off the Cal Poly bench misses his first attempt.
I love the way Hawaii runs the floor and they kick the basketball up ahead. It's one of the best basketball plays a team can do is advance the ball with the pass rather than the dribble, as you saw Cody Williams do.
Aaron Price Jr. picks up his first foul on this end. And the third on Cal Poly this half. Aron Ganot, an assistant at Hawaii before being named the head coach, and in between that, learned a lot under Randy Bennett, a few hours north of here in Moraga at St. Mary's. Williams at the free throw line out to Rapp. Shot clock into single digits. Da Silva finds McCoy, the extra pass. Williams knifes into the paint, misses the finger roll. Cal Poly just 3 of 11 on this end to start the game. Quentin Jones has 2 of those makes. Justin Page finds a seam, pulls the trigger, misses off the heel.
Hawaii doing a nice job moving the basketball side to side, great player movement, ball movement. You can see they have tremendous spacing, which allows teammates to have operating room.
Rapp lets it fly. Off the side of the iron, tapped out, last touched by Bernardo Da Silva. And Cal Poly will get it back when we return. Hawaii on the road in San Luis Obispo, a 6-point lead. Almost 9 minutes off our opening half clock. Stay with us. They've won 4 of their last 5. Back in the middle of the Big West standings with less than a month to play before the conference tournament in Henderson, Nevada next month. And Justin McCoy really helped carry them to those 2 wins over 2 of the top teams in the conference at home last week. Mentioned the numbers he posted in the back-to-back games against UC San Diego and UC Davis. This has really been a breakout senior campaign for the Cary, North Carolina native. He's got more points at Hawaii this season than the previous 4 combined in the ACC.
And he's off to a great start this evening. Efficient offensive play thus far. 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from the three-point line. 7 points already, 2 boards. Special talent, Justin McCoy.
Have you added up the miles between his hometown of Cary and where he's residing now on the island? It's got to be a lengthy trip. Cal Poly with the basketball out of the timeout. Jared Hyder floats it into the paint. Yakala couldn't finish.
Yakala has to be tougher. He needs to finish layups at the rim. Good dish by Hyder to find him. I like that Yakala kept the basketball chin level, but he has to make those easy shots. Good double team by the Mustangs. And then Isaac Spears in the midline to get the loose ball.
A straight on 3. Spears banks it in. A kiss off the window from distance for the redshirt sophomore.
Did he call that bank, Chris?
I saw him murmur it out of the side of his mouth.
Regardless, much needed basket for the Mustangs.
Second early tray for Cal Poly. Beatty lets it go. He's got the answer.
Excellent pass by Cody Williams. He drives into the paint, reverse pivot, and snaps the pass to Tom Beatty, who can knock down 3-pointers. Had 2 threes versus UC Davis in 32 minutes. So he's offering a lot of help now that McClanahan has been injured the last 2 games. Something that Hawaii does exceptionally well is share the basketball. Here's the bank shot Take a look at that replay for Isaac Spears, the Montana State transfer. He's another guy who brings NCAA tournament to the Mustangs.
I got that experience under Danny Sprinkle a couple years ago. Have you seen what Danny Sprinkle's been doing at Utah State?
I would have him as one of the Coach of the Years, Chris. I mean, he's at Mountain West, I believe, first place right now, 20 wins on the season. Just had a big win against Wyoming, at Wyoming. Sprinkle, he's an incredible coach. He's a grinder, understands how to recruit, but also how to lead and coach. He checks all the boxes as a head basketball coach.
Yakala got it across the lane to Aaron Price Jr., but he couldn't tap it in. Hawai'i up 17-11. Rainbows have hit 6 of their first 13 from the field tonight. Harry Ruliadef against the double team. Rapp lets it fly. And horseshoes off the iron. Here comes Hayden Jory for Cal Poly.
Good defensive transition by Hawai'i to get back, stop the basketball, and protect the rim.
Cal Poly just 4 of 17 on this end. Good for 23% early. Yakala backing in Ruliadef through the contact and headed to the free throw line.
Much better job by Tuka Yakala that time to body up Ruliadef, low post player. Tuka Yakala, he's had some big games this year. 15 versus UC Riverside, 12 versus Long Beach State. One of the most efficient two-point field goal percentage shooters in the Big West, 57%. Take a look here. Nice job sealing low for Tuka. Drop step and goes up strong that time.
Oh, it's a great story. Mentioned that he was recognized before the game, setting the program record for all-time games played, 130 of them in a Cal Poly uniform. He thought he was done playing 2 years ago. Wasn't on the roster last season, but he stayed local here in San Luis Obispo. Got the itch, approached John Smith late in the summer, and they were able to make it work. And he started the bulk of the games for Cal Poly here in Big West Conference play.
And we said he's got a great basketball IQ, also extremely a brilliant student athlete. Already graduated electrical engineering, is now getting a master's in construction management, would like to be an engineer. There he is, the rim protector.
Yeah, well,
that was definitely a goaltending.
Well, Hawai'i thought they had a goaltend earlier, and they get paid on the back end as Juan Munoz will get credit for the bucket. Cal Poly hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes. Hawai'i has built the lead to 8. And a foul away from the basketball on Bernardo da Silva. He picks up his first tonight.
Talked to associate coach Omar Lowry, and I asked him what were some of the keys defensively for the Mustangs, and he was quick to say guard da Silva in the double team, but also get him in foul trouble. Mustangs are hoping that da Silva will have to sit because of possibly 2 or 3 early fouls in the first half. You can see that's why they're going inside to Tuka. Nice extra pass, swinging around the horn. Too bad Quinn Jones missed that shot. And here they are off to the races, 2-on-1 numbers.
Alley-oop to Akira Jacobs, the true frosh from Japan, has his first points tonight on the fast break, and John Smith wants to talk things over. Hawai'i has opened up a double-figure lead in San Luis Obispo. 7 straight for the Rainbows, up 21-11. Oh, the pride of the Pacific in the house tonight. Thursday night Big West Hoops. You get to late February, you start to savor the college basketball season. Second meeting this year between Hawai'i and Cal Poly. This was the Rainbow Warriors' first fast break bucket tonight. KB in the first meeting late last month on the island, they had 25 fast break points against Cal Poly.
As a result of 14 Cal Poly turnovers. So that's the recipe for success if you're Hawai'i. Create turnovers and get out in the open highway in transition, that 2-on-1 fast break. Akira as a high flyer.
Quentin Jones stepped out of bounds on his way to the bucket. Cal Poly's 3rd turnover of this first half. Cal Poly has really struggled without its leading scorer, Kobe Sanders, tonight. Now just 4 of 18 from the field with those 3 turnovers. Beatty off the window. Da Silva, a second effort, high off the glass, and recovered by Quentin Jones. The freshman wants to push the pace. Jared Hyder for 3. Aaron Price, Bernardo Da Silva going all out for the loose ball, and the possession arrow will give it back to the Rainbow Warriors. By the way, sending our best out to Kobe Sanders tonight. What a terrific season he's put together in his 4th one here at Cal Poly. It would have been his 95th career game in a Mustang uniform tonight. He's 4th in the Big West at more than 18 points per game. And boy, Hawaii is happy that he's not on the other side. He had 32 points and 10 rebounds against the Rainbows on the island last month.
Associate head coach John Montgomery, first thing he came up to me and said, KB, where's Kobe Sanders? So Sanders is someone who the Rainbows understand the importance of. Kobe had 32 points versus Hawaii the first time out.
K3, if you're out there, get better soon. We miss seeing you on the floor in the green and gold. Bernardo Da Silva puts Hawaii up a dozen, and Quentin Jones is tripped up at the free throw line. That's the 6th on Hawaii this half.
I like that. Take a look here. The nice pass to Da Silva. Munoz threads the needle, and again, when you get that deep into the paint and you need 2 guys to guard the basketball, again, unselfish play by Hawaii. Da Silva's really good at understanding how to find and anticipate the open pick and roll action.
That was the 2nd first half foul on Noel Coleman, who's been conspicuously quiet early in this game tonight. Mid-post, Tukayakala isoed with Da Silva and muscles in his first field goal tonight.
It's back-to-back buckets by Tukayakala. Da Silva is playing a little bit too far behind. Like to see Da Silva vertically contest shots.
Munoz misses the step-back 3. Cal Poly trying to get back within single digits. Yakala spins to his left, and a very belated whistle. Da Silva thought he got mostly leather there, but got a part of the senior from Finland. And he'll go back to the free throw line where he missed his first 2 attempts tonight. Cal Poly, they've got to find a way, trying to grind it out with Kobe Sanders not active. The Mustangs fortunate to be idle this weekend and hoping to get Kobe back a week from now when they head south to Cal State Fullerton. This is Cal Poly's 3rd Big West game without Sanders, who missed a pair of them back in mid-January, and the Mustangs didn't score more than 61 points in his absence.
Not to mention, Chris, Joel Armatrading, the 6'10 junior, is also injured and not playing this evening. And I like Joel's game. He's from College of Southern Idaho, and he's getting better and better each week in the Big West. He had a great game last week against UC Davis. He had 10 points and 13 boards. So between Kobe and Joel Armatrading not playing, it's tough for the Mustangs.
Juan Munoz got a wide open look in the corner. Cal Poly fortunate he didn't cash in. Quentin Jones down the lane and draws a foul. So Jones, in the absence of Sanders, has stayed aggressive. And the freshman will take his first free throws of the night. John Smith calls Quentin Jones an old soul, more mature than the average freshman. Had some big games early in the season. Went for 25 points against Oregon State and a double overtime loss back in December. And he's had some big games here in the Big West as he splits the pair of free throws. Cal Poly, they've left some points there tonight, 2 of 8 at the charity stripe this first half.
Yeah, you have to knock down your free throw shots when you're playing Hawaii. I like the change of defenses, the 1-2-2 trapping zone. And again, Munoz can knock down the 3, and that's better half-court execution by Hawaii to go 3 against 2 along the baseline, taking advantage of great ball movement against that zone defense.
Juan Munoz, 2nd triple tonight. He's already attempted 6 of them. Aiden Prukop misses everything on his first attempt from deep. Cal Poly now 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Rainbow Warriors up a dozen on the road. Harry Rulia-Def, sophomore in his second season with this Rainbow Warrior program.
Hawaii in their driving kick offense, really good off the dribble. They attack, but they look to pass to an open teammate.
And Rulia-Def did not get that off in time. It's a shot clock turnover. Now, Juan Munoz mentioned his story, 8 points to lead Hawaii this first half. Season-ending injuries each of the last 2 seasons, which would have been his final college campaign. He petitioned to the NCAA, got that 8th year over the summer, modeled his comeback after the Warriors' Klay Thompson, who also missed consecutive seasons with ACL and Achilles injuries.
Chris, Juan Munoz was a top 100 point guard in the nation from the ESPN Top 100 out of high school, Panther Creek High School from North Carolina. You can see Munoz with the basketball here, but then he was an all-Big South second-team player from Longwood. Really talented player for Hawaii.
Now, over 1,000 points in his college career. You know, recently had a birthday. We talked to Ron Gannat yesterday. He joked that he turned 47 years old.
Well, he plays, like you said, like Klay Thompson, 2 back-to-back injuries, but you can see he looks 100% healthy, and I wouldn't want to play Hawaii right now in the first round of the Big West tournament, the way they're playing free-spirited on the offensive end of the floor.
Well, they've won 4 of their last 5 and having success on the road through one half tonight. Rainbows up a dozen with 3:35 left to play before the break. Low-scoring first half in the Big West tonight from Mata Athletic Center, San Luis Obispo, California, about halfway between Los Angeles and San Francisco. Oh, the Mustangs really missing the services of Kobe Sanders, their leading scorer tonight. 4th in the Big West at more than 18 points per game. Just 5 of 22 from the field. How do they remedy some of these early struggles before the half, Coach?
Call up and see if Kobe Sanders is feeling better, and let's bring him here to Mott Athletic Center. But to answer your question, Chris, offensively, I'd like to see Cal Poly push the pace more. They're actually better in an offensive transition game rather than playing a slow half-court methodical game. But credit Hawaii, they're playing terrific one-on-one defense. They're guarding the basketball. They're positioned in the right spots to offer quick help. They're stunting and then getting back to shooters, and they're limiting Cal Poly to 1 low percentage shot.
Tuka Yakala has missed all 5 of his free throws this first half. Cal Poly will try and find some sort of continuity on the offensive end before the first half clock expires. Meanwhile, Hawaii, they've hit 10 of their first 23 shots, including 4 makes from the three-point line. McCoy on a mid-range knocks it down.
That's next-level basketball, Chris. What I like about McCoy is he's setting that high ball screen, and Tuka is in drop coverage, which allows the roll for McCoy to spot up mid-range. He squares up, and he's too good at catching and shooting mid-range shots. Tuka's going to have to guard him.
McCoy with a game-high 9 first-half points. Aiden Prukop watches his attempt wiggle out. And Prukop's now missed all 4 of his attempts from the floor this first half. As John Smith would say, just keep chopping wood, keep making coffee. As Munoz is the first into double figures with a nice finish at the cup.
You see the game plan for Hawaii. They're setting that high ball screen in the middle third of the floor. Cal Poly is going to have to hard hedge those ball screens and stop the dribbler from making plays.
Yakala, finally. Stayed with it.
Multiple efforts, right? 3-4 chances for Yakala to finally put back the bunny.
That snaps a 3.5-minute scoring skid for the Mustangs. Yakala's got 4.6 rebounds this first half. McCoy is headed back to the free throw line. he's got some newfound confidence here these last few weeks. Mentioned the Big West Player of the Week honors that he received on Monday. He's got his season average up near 50% in the field goal department and scoring more than 11 points per game with Javon McClanahan sidelined and Noel Coleman not much of a factor this first half. He's been really important for these guys.
He reads the defense exceptionally well. The last 3 times down, he's setting the high ball screen, and he knows when to slip to the rim and also when to drive it hard and attack and get fouled. He's a multi-level scorer. He can step out and knock down the three-point shot from the top of the key. You see him also driving to the rim and finishing, and then on those screen and rolls, Cal Poly is going to have to come up with an answer defensively. I'd like to see them high hedge and possibly double those ball screens. They need to be much more aggressive defensively.
Cole Haller smothered at the rim by Akira Jacobs. The freshman denies the walk-on. Out of the NBA Global Academy, had a season-high 8 points in 8 minutes on a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor last weekend against Davis.
Can't get more efficient than that. 8 points in 8 minutes. He's very athletic for a freshman. Tremendous defensive player. Interesting background, as to your point, played professional basketball in Japan. Also played high school basketball in Southern California at Redondo Union High School, one of the better high schools in Southern California. Promising player for Ron Gannat.
Cal Poly's in the double bonus now. That foul was in the act of shooting as Beatty picks up his second. Rainbows doubling up the Mustangs on their home floor this first half. Quentin Jones 1 for 2 at the free throw line tonight, 62% on the season. Ryan Rapp returns for the Rainbows. He started both games last week. This is his 3rd straight start with Javon McClanahan sidelined with a shoulder injury suffered in practice early last week. He's out of the sling now, and he traveled with the team day to day. We'll see if he's feeling up for it Saturday at UC Santa Barbara. Jones has 7 points to lead the Mustangs this first half. McCoy from straight away. Front rim the 3. Hawaii 4 of 13 from distance this first half. Price puts it on the deck, spins, missed it. Tap back won't go. And recovered by Munoz. Hawaii has done an excellent job of claiming the 50-50 balls this first half on the road. Munoz eyeing the clock, a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Hawaii. He steps into a 3 and laces it. Munoz got knocked down after he let it go, his 3rd triple of the first half.
His feet were set. You knew it was going on. It was going to go in the moment it left his hand. One of the best three-point shooters in the Big West.
Jared Hyder down the lane, lays it in for Cal Poly. He missed his first 5 attempts tonight. We'll see if that can get him going.
Nice downhill drive by the Cal transfer. Cal Poly's going to need a lot more scoring production from Jared Hyder.
Shot clock dark. Price comes to help on Munoz. In between 2. Williams for 3. Off the heel, and that's how the first half comes to an end. So Hawaii holds Cal Poly to 23% from the field. Rainbows shoot 46% from the field. And Hawaii up 15 at the break over Cal Poly. 35-20 our halftime score. 20 minutes down, 20 minutes to play on a Thursday night in the Big West. All right, we get you ready for the start of the second half with the coach Kevin Brown, Chris Sylvester, our entire crew from Mata Athletic Center. As we play down the stretch of the college basketball season, the Mustangs are hoping to put together a much better second half after shooting 23% from the field the first 20 minutes tonight. Quentin Jones gets a clean look from up top and misfires. Juan Munoz clears it away. Cal Poly 1 and done on its first possession to start half number 2. Mustangs 2 of 8 from the long line. And one of their better games from the perimeter. 11 made triples over the weekend at Long Beach State. McCoy backs in Haller. And that should have been a double dribble. Missed everything. Munoz fires it and connects. Juan Munoz hits his 4th tray tonight. He's up to a game-high 16 points.
High basketball IQ for Munoz. He had a clock in his head, understood 1 second to go and nothing but net for the 5th-year senior.
Juan Munoz with 208 career triples at the collegiate level.
Little Klay Thompson-like.
Yeah.
A little backpedal action there, nothing but net.
Well, Clay's comfortable hitting him off balance. So's Juan. Hawaii, that was their 6th made 3 as a team. Cole Haller hit one in the first half, misses this one. Rapp cuts into the paint, drops it off for De Silva, off the glass and in. Hawaii with 5 quick ones out of the break to balloon the lead to 20. I thought Jared Hyder would call a timeout. John Smith encourages the Mustangs to keep playing on. Jones finds Tuca for 2.
Tuca really good in that high ball screen action and rolls with a purpose. Excellent play by Quinn Jones to find him.
Yakala 6.6 rebounds tonight on the first assist for the Frosh. Quentin Jones. Munoz takes it to the cup. De Silva's put back too strong. Munoz, how about the effort? Jones, oh, he got a lot of ball but commits the foul.
Take a look at the replay. The nice scoop, a loop, as I like to say, coming from the showtime of the LA Laker action. Then the trickery, he comes behind Tuca with the steal. Munoz, a really smart, heady basketball player, and that's what you want in a point guard.
The Morrisville, North Carolina native, 87% free throw shooter. This is his 8th straight start. Came off the bench to open the season, had 11 points against Cal Poly in the first meeting, and this is about as close as he's been playing level-wise to what we saw him do at Longwood, where he was 2nd team All-Big South in his final season back east.
Well, coming out of high school, as we talked about earlier, a top 100-point guard, according to ESPN, Panther Creek High School, North Carolina. Big-time scorer, but again, in the open floor, head is up, looking to make a play for his teammate, Ryan Rapp. Interesting player, Chris. Played for Kyle Smith at Washington State. Actually, know his dad, Tim Rapp, was an All-American at UC San Diego. He comes from a basketball family. His Aunt Jess, WNBA player, played for Duke, 2 Final Fours. He's got a brother also playing in the NBL in Australia. Look at that nice play by Rapp to not accept the screen and then go strong with the and one, the old-fashioned way.
Got the one-on-one matchup with the freshman Justin Page, and it's the hoop and the harm for the junior from down under.
And you see it's a family atmosphere in Hawaii, and when they've won 4 of their last 5, scoring the basketball, 90 points a game, a lot of smiles on the bench. And that's a testament to Coach Gannat. You said he learned a lot from Randy Bennett, and he did just that. St. Mary's, one of the best programs now in the West Coast, and a lot has to do with a team approach to basketball on and off the floor. Hawaii gets it done on the floor, but also in the classroom, Chris. One of the highest GPAs in the Big West.
The illegal screen set by Tuca Yakala wipes off a much-needed 3. Would have been Jared Hyder's first tonight. So the beat goes on for the Mustangs, who trail by 22. 17 minutes on the second half clock. Yakala almost tiptoed the baseline in front of President Jeffrey Armstrong.
A former Purdue Boilermaker, President Armstrong. He's done a lot for the university, great fundraiser, has really developed the food and dairy agriculture school here at Cal Poly.
Munoz lets it fly and buries another three. That's his 5th triple tonight. John Smith, before Cal Poly inbounds, signaling timeout. More missed assignments defensively. Juan Munoz has a 20-piece, and it is all Hawaii in San Luis Obispo tonight. What a night Juan Munoz has put together. 20 points, 7 of 12 from the field. 5 splashdowns from deep, including this one.
Take a look at the replay. Munoz has 5 threes, so if you're guarding him, KYP, know your personnel. Jared Hyder must fight through over the top and make Juan Munoz a driver. If you go underneath the screen there, Munoz too good, he'll knock down the 3-ball.
3rd time Juan Munoz has connected on 5 threes in a game this season, and he's 1 point shy of his season high of 21 points. A steal for Quentin Jones, and wave it off. Juan Munoz is doing everything as he takes a charge.
I think that the officials are going to reevaluate that call, Chris. They called the charge. However, if you take a look at the replay, Quentin Jones was clearly ahead of steam, and there's Munoz moving his feet.
Oh, John Smith, who's really caught a lot of bad breaks at Cal Poly. I don't think that's too far off the map. Pandemic early in his tenure as he tried to build this program. A lot of injuries. There's been transfers that haven't worked out. And he's faced some tough luck this season. You think about the roster that he thought he had put together this summer that included Julian Franklin, Cam Malray, Logan McLaughlin, and 3 guys that are out of the mix here now in Big West play. And you throw in the injuries to other guys like Hyder throughout the Big West season, Kobe Sanders missing his 3rd conference game, Armo Trading's down tonight. This has been a really tough stretch. (49-22). Hawaii has struck for 9 straight points. Cal Poly still shooting near 20% from the field tonight. Aaron Price on a turnaround right-hand hook, rebounded by Rapp. Rapp pulls up off the side of the iron. Meanwhile, the Rainbows now near 50% from the field as a team tonight. Justin Page bullies his way for 2, his first bucket tonight.
Promising play by the freshman, Justin Page. I like his ability to use the ball screen shoulder to shoulder and attack the basket, absorbs the contact, and finishes strong.
Foul on Jared Hyder trying to fight around the screen, his first tonight. And the 5th on Cal Poly this half. Rainbows rolling on the Central Coast, 49-24. Mott Athletics Center, the home of Cal Poly hoops. Big West Basketball Championships will be next month inside the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. And Hawaii, I don't know, Coach, you feel like they're getting hot at the right time? Is this where you really want to see your team play its best basketball?
I think so. You want to play your best basketball in late February, gearing up for your conference tournament. And this year, the Big West is wide open. I think any one of the 6 or 7 teams in the conference can punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Ryan Rapp has his 2nd and 1 bucket of the half as Hawaii flirts with a 30-point lead on the road. Elsewhere in the Big West tonight, UC San Diego. It's unfortunate that the Tritons won't be able to participate in the Big West tournament. Their final year in probation, moving up from D2. They'll be eligible for the postseason next year. They're hammering Santa Barbara 54-29 inside Lion Tree Arena tonight. What's wrong with the Gauchos? I mean, the Gauchos are flirting with finishing towards the bottom of the conference after winning the league last year and being picked to do it again this season.
Well, I like what you just said about UC San Diego. They've got a pretty good player by the name of Bryce Pope, who's putting up big numbers. They shoot the basketball extremely well from the three-point line. They're an experienced group. They enjoy playing with each other. And yet Josh Pasternak will get the Gauchos going. They've got Player of the Year candidate in A.J. Mitchell, who's on the board for NBA second-round pick. The Gauchos will be right there when tournament time comes in. Whoa! How about that?
Bernardo da Silva with a vicious dunk. As the ball ricochets near the band, let's get another look at it.
Take a look at that pass by Coleman and the one-hand tomahawk dunk by Bernardo da Silva. Highlight reel. How about Noel Coleman? He's been under the radar tonight. Hawaii not really needing his offensive scoring powder. Coleman only with 2 points, but excellent dish to find his big man, da Silva, running the floor, rim to rim.
Cal Poly turns it over for an 8th time tonight. Hawaii in the midst of a 13-2 stretch. And after holding Cal Poly to 20 points in the first 20 minutes, the Mustangs have just 4 in the point column with 6 minutes off the second half clock. Da Silva hands off. Ryan Rapp probing towards the basket, flutters it in.
No resistance by the Mustangs on the defensive end of the floor. Hawaii able to get any shot they want. They're doing a nice job on dribble handoffs, and then Ryan Rapp, crafty inside the paint, just uses a nice floater to finish. And now they're off to the races, 3-on-2. Munoz finding Rapp, who's feeling it on the offensive end. One-on-one against Spears. Nice up and under play by Ryan Rapp.
Start to hear some of the frustration coming from the Cal Poly bench on scouting reports on some of these guys. Meanwhile, Aran Ganat, his team started 2-6 in the Big West. Things weren't looking too good for the Rainbows, but right now they're back in the middle of the conference standings, and if they keep playing like this, Coach, they might wind up with a top 4 seed in the Big West.
They're only 1.5 games from that top 4, and I know there's 13.5 minutes left here, but if you just go by odds, they're going to pick up this W here. So they're playing with some great momentum, a lot of jockeying for position in the Big West standings.
(57-24). Hawaii on a 17-2 run to put this one out of reach. Jared Hyder down the lane, falling away, and give him one on the house. So that's Hyder's second field goal of the night. Mustangs were hoping he could pick up where he left off over the weekend at the Pyramid. At 21 points at Long Beach State, at 7 of his 9 shots in that game, but he's just 2 for 8 from the field tonight, and he's missed both of his attempts from distance. And look, a lot of this is with no Kobe Sanders. Jared Hyder all of a sudden becomes the focal point of the opposition scout, and they've done a nice job to smother him tonight.
Yeah, when you don't have Kobe Sanders on the floor, it's not just his 18 points, but he commands a double team, and he's also a tremendous passer. So Kobe Sanders, the Mustangs are missing his all-around offensive game. And Cal Poly, not counting tonight's game, they're down by 30. But, Chris, they've been in a lot of close games this year, and they've been unable to finish games. Usually they're in it the first half. And but tonight, down 30 points, no answer for Hawaii.
I think that's been a big problem with this program the last decade. You lose a lot of games early in the season that maybe you felt like you could have won, and well, the losses just pile up and it becomes a psychological thing. Cal Poly was tied with Long Beach State inside of 3 minutes over the weekend, and Just didn't play well enough down the stretch to win. Hawaii on the fast break. Ryan Rapp flashes the leather, takes it down the lane, and he is headed back to the free throw line. He's already taken 4 free throws in this second half, and he'll take 2 more with 12 and a half minutes left to play. I think back to some of those non-conference games early in the season. The loss at California Baptist, double overtime loss against Oregon State, that close loss here against Eastern Washington in late December. Even early conference play, Coach. You go back to the conference opener against CSUN. That was a game that was very much within reach as you get another look at Rapp's drive and the foul on Hayden Jory. Kudos to the marketing folks at Cal Poly. They have made pastries a big thing here for opponents' missed free throws. And well, no pastries as Rapp is able to hit the second.
And partner, did you get your Cal Poly jersey? They were giving out great free jerseys for the first 50 fans. And of course, I'm in the building 4 hours early, but we both have our Cal Poly jerseys that we can sport when we play 2-on-2 half-court basketball.
Yeah, no, full court's too much. My side starts to hurt when we play full court basketball. Paul Bizimana, the hoop and the harm for the Lone Star State native. All right, here are the jerseys they gave away tonight. 24, it is 2024 after all. Last Mustang to wear 24. I'm going to go Junior Ballard. I don't know for sure.
You're probably right. I mentioned Michael Tichenal, who wore 24 when I was the assistant coach here at Cal Poly in 2004. Little bit later than Junior Ballard.
A little earlier, you mean?
I mean earlier. However, nice jerseys.
You know what? I think Daniel Esparza may have worn 24, come to think of it. I got to go back and check. By the way, Daniel Esparza is now playing down south at Biola, Division II school. If you're wondering where Mustangs of yesteryear are in this heavy transfer portal era. McCoy with a circus shot off the glass and in. He's got 15 points tonight. Maybe our statistician staff back in the equipment room can look up recent Cal Poly rosters and tell us who the most recent Mustang was to wear 24. I think Williams got a piece of that. No. It belongs to Hawaii. Lopsided game here on the Central Coast tonight. 60-30, Hawaii in front. Points to lead the Mustangs as Paul Bizimana grabs the rebound off the beady miss. And McCoy has the takeaway for the Rainbows. Coleman off of his sneaker. Not a big deal when you're up 30. Quick turnaround for the Rainbows. They'll head about an hour and a half south of here and play Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Spectrum Sportsnet, also on ESPN Plus, against the preseason favorite UC Santa Barbara. Gauchos beat up on the Rainbows over on the island, but Santa Barbara, their season has taken another unpredicted twist as Cole Holler nails his second triple tonight. Walk-on getting his first career start at Cal Poly in the absence of Kobe Sanders and Joel Armo trading. And that'll roll on home for McCoy. He's got 17 points tonight, a free throw coming.
Really good footwork, Chris, by McCoy. He's able to back down and good use of the fake going middle and then drop step baseline. Nice touch off the glass. Really impressed with McCoy's game. We talked about his ACC experience, 2 years at the University of Virginia and then 2 years at University of North Carolina. Played in the NC2A National Final game. Good recruiting by the staff of Hawaii to find him in the portal. You mentioned the Big West standings. Right now you've got Irvine and Davis at 1 and 2, UC San Diego at 3, and then there's a logjam between 4 down to 8. You've got Long Beach State and CSUN with 7 wins, and Santa Barbara, Hawaii with 6, and Bakersfield, Riverside with 5, and Cal State Fullerton with 4. So this year, only 8 teams will make it to Henderson. Of course, you noted UC San Diego ineligible. This will be their last year and not being able to play in it. But 2 teams are going to battle to the end of conference play to earn a berth in that 8th matchup, or 8th seed rather. I believe it's going to come down to the last week of the conference to see who will be the remaining 2 teams, meaning the 8th seed and the 7th seed.
And there's a much bigger advantage now for the top 2 seeds that get buys into the semifinal round. You've only got to win 2 games in 2 days. Obviously easier said than done. And sometimes when you have the bye and you have another team that's rolling in with momentum, it works against you when you're sitting around waiting compared to, maybe another team that really feels good about the way they had played the night before. It'll be interesting to see how this format works, first year of it.
Absolutely, and it comes down to who's playing their best basketball in those 2, 3, or 4 days. Anything can happen. If you remember Cal Poly in 2014, they went in as the 7th seed and ended up getting hot at the right time and punched their ticket for the NCAA tournament.
Cal Poly celebrated its decade anniversary of the 2014 March Madness squad a couple weeks ago. It was great to see a lot of the familiar faces from that team on campus. Yakala blocked at the rim by Ruliadov, and Beatty picks up the loose ball. Hawai'i by 30. They led by 15 at the break. They've doubled their lead since, as Page has it punched out. And I don't know if that ever went out of bounds. It looked like it hit off the bottom of the glass. We got a foul on Williams. And that's the 7th on the Rainbows. It will put Justin Page, the true frosh from East Peoria, Illinois, at the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Page hits the front end. I think Justin Page is enjoying his first winter in the Golden State back home in East Peoria. It's 35 degrees and flurries of snow right now.
I can guarantee Justin Page is not missing the snow and the shovel. You put those 2 things together, I believe when you live in Illinois, that's a common chore, is shoveling the snow from the driveway to your front door. But another great freshman along with Quinn Jones. Omar Lowry has done a nice job going to the Midwest and getting both those guys to the Central Coast, enjoying the 80-degree weather. Justin Page has had some good games thus far, had 8 points versus CSUN, 2 threes. Promising career for both freshmen, Quinn Jones and Justin Page.
Cal Poly's hoping they can be some building blocks to try and get this thing headed back in the right direction. Hit off the sneaker of Williams, and Cal Poly will keep it with 20 on the timer when we return. So 7 minutes, 43 seconds on the second half clock. Hawai'i up big. Hawai'i in front of Cal Poly, 7:43 on the second half clock. Rainbows 54% from the field, and they've held Cal Poly south of 30% shooting most of the night. The unfortunate news for the Mustangs heading into this game, and we didn't find this out until about halfway through the day, no Kobe Sanders, under the weather. Hoping that K3 can get back in the mix when the Mustangs play again a week from now down south in Titan Gym against Cal State Fullerton. Coach, the result of this game gets put on the back burner these final 7 minutes. What are you hoping to see from the Mustangs?
Play hard, show resiliency, understand that you still need to practice your habits that you do every day in practice. That's all you can ask for is effort and compete. Sometimes there's a difference between, Chris, in playing hard and competing. I know you're a Miami Heat fan, and Eric Spoelstra, head coach, talks about that a lot, and he tells his guys everything in life is a competition. It's not just playing hard, but are you competing to win? Are you competing against the guy you're playing against? Are you competing in the play, in the moment? It's a big difference.
Tom Beattie, the true Frosh, able to connect on the second free throw. 7 minutes left to play. Hawaii, after a 2-6 start to the Big West season, will move to an even 7-7 in conference play. They have certainly revived their campaign with this stretch. It'll be their 5th win in their last 6 games, and Saturday will be a matchup between a couple of teams headed in opposite directions. The struggles of Santa Barbara, the recent success of the Rainbows. As Ruli Aduff is whistled for traveling. Well, tomorrow we open a new season of Cal Poly baseball. Longtime SID Eric Burdick, who volunteers his time at sporting events, will be alongside. It's a doubleheader with the wet weather expected here on the Central Coast throughout the weekend. Baggett Stadium, the Missouri Tigers in town. Season opener at 2 o'clock, followed by the second game of our twin bill at 6 o'clock Pacific tomorrow. Hope you'll join us as we open up the college baseball season on ESPN+. Hey, Hawaii has SEC country rolling in as well. Ole Miss will open up its baseball season at Les Murakami Stadium against Rich Hill and the Baseball Rainbows. Crossover season, as they call it. Justin Page holds the pose. The 3 bangs off the back iron, last touched by Aaron Price Jr. So those of you who thought the Birdman was gone by the wayside, he is still very much around and active here at Cal Poly. We even nicknamed the Hoffman press box out at Baggett Stadium the Bird's Nest after Eric Burdick. And I'm sure we'll see you out there.
Well, you know,
throughout the season. You love going to those games.
I love going to the baseball games. Thank you for leaving me tickets, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
But remember, it's still basketball season. I don't turn off the basketball switch until after the Final Four. But yeah, what a beautiful stadium Cal Poly baseball plays in, and you have to love head coach Larry Lee.
Yeah, embarking on his 22nd season.
And how about his son Brooks Lee? Is he now playing in the major leagues?
He's going to be fighting for a roster spot. My guess is he'll open the season with AAA, but I think he'll get that call this year, which will be a special moment for Larry. Williams draws contact, and a foul on Tuka Yakala.
I like Cody Williams' game. Played at South Kent Prep School in Connecticut. Also understands what it takes to win a championship. He's from Minnetonka, Minnesota, won a state title in high school. So, again, when you recruit guys that are tough and played on winning programs, it helps you to form that type of culture where you don't have to actually teach that competitive spirit. They already bring it to the table from their experience at the high school and prep level. He had a big game. Cody had a big game against UC San Diego, 13 points, 2 threes. And give credit to Hawaii. They're building momentum, but they knocked off the top 2 teams, UC San Diego and UC Davis.
Matthew Cotton, a graduate transfer from Yale, who started the first 12 games of the season for Hawaii, getting some minutes here in garbage time.
You talk about coming from winning programs. Matthew Cotton, a Yale transfer, was a member of the 2022 NCAA tournament team. So we've got a lot of guys with great winning experience.
Mentioned Cal Poly idle this weekend. They'll return to the hardwood next Thursday at Titan Gym against Cal State Fullerton. A tight meeting in the first between the Mustangs and the Titans last month. 54-51 Fullerton prevailed in this building, and then Hawaii will try and serve up some revenge against a Santa Barbara team that beat them pretty handedly on their home floor last month. That's coming up Saturday, February 17th. Both available on ESPN Plus, and again, that Hawaii-Santa Barbara game for SoCal residents. And I think the folks over on the island, because they're a Spectrum-based group as well, will have that one available on regional TV. Tuka Yakala just made his first free throw tonight, and shooting is contagious, Coach.
Yeah, you know, I love talking to Tuka, not only a brilliant academic person with a goal in becoming an engineer, but he also has a goal of playing for his national team, Finland, as his grandfather did in the 1964 Olympics in Tokyo. So that's a goal of Tuka's, is to be a member of the Olympic team of Finland, born and raised in Helsinki.
Akira Jacobs, it's his first triple tonight. 5 points for the True Frosh out of Japan off the bench. Jones through contact for 2. Quentin Jones, the first Mustang into double figures tonight with 11 points. First career double-double for the Frosh. Also got 10 rebounds on the night. Hawaii, a 35-point first half. They've scored a 38 there in the second half. Williams lets it fly, and it bounces in. That'll sum up the night that the Rainbows have had here in the MAC.
Shooter's touch, but you're absolutely right, Chris. Everything is going the Rainbows' way when you knock down last-second shots that hit the rim and just spin right on in.
Page out to Jared Hyder, and he knocks down his first 3-ball tonight. 35th made triple this season for Hyder, the team leader in that category.
And you asked me prior, Chris, what are you looking for in your team when you're down by so many points? Well, first of all, when you're a freshman, Justin Page, this is a great opportunity to earn some trust from your coaching staff. He's got the basketball in the open floor. Make a play, show that you can play under control. Last time out, he found Hyder for the open 3.
Tuka Yakala, you love to see it. 30-point game inside of 3 minutes. Still fighting for rebounds. And the all-time games played leader in Cal Poly history will head back to the free throw line after our final break. Yeah, we've got one more stoppage tonight. You won't want to miss the final 2:56 of the second half. Hawaii pretty much dominant from wire to wire tonight on the Central Coast, up 30 over Cal Poly with 2:56 left. It's now time for our first Capital Bank player that means business. Pretty obvious choice here, Juan Munoz. 20-piece tonight, 5 triples for the 8th-year senior.
Exceptional all-around game for Juan Munoz, 20 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and he's made his shots at timely moments in the game, especially in the first half. You see there, nice dish to Silva and then taking it strong. Well-deserved break for Juan Munoz to cheer on his teammates for the last 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
Tuka Yakala's free throw wiggles out. 8 points, 8 rebounds for Yakala tonight. Cody Williams sneaks inside and gets around Yakala for the bucket. Williams, who had those big games last week, has been a contributor here tonight with 7 points, the sophomore from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Hayden Jory goes high off the glass, and Yakala, who's been a maestro at drawing fouls tonight. It's the 7th foul he's drawn in this game. All right, our Hercules Tires strong move of the game, courtesy of that young man, Paul Bizimana earlier in the second half. This is textbook, coach. Flashing the leather, holstering the weapon, taking it down the lane through the contact, and he got one on the house.
Great up fake, 2-bounce dribble, gets in the paint, finishes strong.
Jackson Mosley will get some time here for Cal Poly. He's the son of Coach John Mosley of East Los Angeles College, well known for his 2-season run on the Netflix docuseries Last Chance U, as Beatty knifes inside for the floater.
Talk about textbook individual play. Beatty sweeps it through the Euro step in the finish. Coaching staff is very, very high on Tom Beatty, only a freshman out of Auckland, New Zealand, played in the under-19 New Zealand team. Again, a lot of promising underclassmen for Hawaii. Great pull-up by Justin Page, and from a coaching standpoint, this is an opportunity for first-year players to get some experience, make some plays, build some confidence, and show your coaching staff that you can play at the Division I level.
Cal Poly gets it back with 1:19 to play. Jackson Mosley, who's leading the NCAA in field goal percentage. 100%, 2 for 2 from the field this year. He doesn't qualify, but we'll see if the young freshman will get a chance to put one up here. Page finds Price. Jory along the baseline, and he's fouled.
I like the fight in Drury. Walk on. Did a nice job when his name was called to start. Had 12 points versus UC San Diego earlier this year in his first career start. Knocked down 2 threes. Competes on a daily basis in practice. Goes up against Jared Hyder and Kobe Sanders.
First free throw miss of the season for the Lompoc, California native Hayden Jory.
He's an intern in the athletic department, works with the equipment manager. I know I'm always talking about gear, Chris Sylvester, and I love that Cal Poly gear, but something the viewers can now learn about.
I think I saw you wearing some Cal Poly gear in your Christmas card this year.
That's right. You know, I still love gear. But yeah, Drury wants to be a coach or get into sports business and maybe work for an NBA team once his playing days are over.
I'll see if Jackson Mosley gets an attempt. Nope, it's Page. It's a miss. Cotton pulls it down. And Aran Ganat says, let's dribble this thing out. So Hawaii, after a 2-6 start to conference play, they are back at 500. 7-7. The Rainbows have won 5 of their last 6, and an impressive 29-point victory on the road tonight in San Luis Obispo over the struggling Cal Poly Mustangs. 80-51. Your final score. Juan Munoz led the way with 20 points, and the Rainbows are headed to the Thunderdome with some serious momentum Saturday afternoon.
Excellent job by Hawaii. They took care of business. This is a business trip for Hawaii. They're trying to keep climbing the Big West standings. Their goal is to finish as high as they can, and they are playing their best basketball of the season.
80-51 your final score. We invite you to join us tomorrow as Cal Poly baseball lifts the lid off the 2024 season, opening a 4-game series against the Missouri Tigers with the predicted rain in the region. They decided to play 2 tomorrow, so we'll get it going with a long day at Baggett Stadium, a twin bill first pitch in Game 1 set for 2 o'clock Pacific. If you can't join us at Baggett Stadium, Eric Burdick and I will have you covered on ESPN+. For the coach, Kevin Brown, I'm Chris Sylvester. Special shout-out to our producer, Brandon, tonight, and our director, Chris Daly. We say so long from inside Mata Athletic Center. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night, everybody.